Welcome back to Breakfast Central. Let's now take you through those stories making the headlines on the front pages of the newspaper. Remember that you can call in. The numbers to call will be displayed on the TV screen. You can also react by dropping a comment in the chat box via YouTube Live, where I'll go to pick up your comments. But joining us this morning is Public Affairs Analyst Dotun Ojon. It's great to have you.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Aku budget presentation.
Morning. Yes, and compliments of the season to you.
Compliments of the
season. Have you taken your daughters to see Santa Claus or Father Christmas? The one that came from Norway is in Edo State right now.
So my friend actually
they don't believe in it.
No, my friend actually proposed that I should come be the Father Christmas for her school. So we're still having a conversation about what the payment will look like. So don't worry.
Don't take Father Christmas. I think Spider-Man is better.
But let me show you something. This Nigeria, just look at this Nigerian newspaper. Let me put it there. Don't go too far. Since I don't know about what it looks like, but what you're about to see, this one has green face. I don't understand where it's
Nigeria,
from.
please.
So this is Father Christmas with a squeeze of
this is
green.
not Father Christmas. This is Father Xmas.
See, because if you look at the face, it's green, and it's the Grinch that is green. Okay, but the big story there.
This is Ikeja, Aolo Road roundabout, by the way.
Allen Avenue, Ikeja.
Allen Avenue.
Benga, that means, are you sure this is not Benga?
No.
How did you know this?
It's an inanimate object.
Actually, I think once in my lifetime I have to dress as Father Christmas just to surprise my children.
Sorry, it's a masculine thing. There's no Mother Christmas. It's Father Christmas.
Okay.
There's no gender balance there.
Wahala. Sorry.
I'm sure feminists won't like this. There's always Father Christmas. And women, I've heard women complain that most problems of women start with men. Meningitis,
menstrual pain,
mental problem.
I agree.
Men. They need to change the nomenclature. But let's get straight to what we came here to do.
I think that this big headline affects
this business.
This headline affects you. Federal government makes drug tests mandatory for jobs. I think that should cut across board. Private sector, public sector, politicians, and even in the media. So that certain persons can be checked before they come on a Tuesday morning.
I agree.
Policy targets substance abuse, raises civil service integrity questions. Nigeria-US ties stabilized, says Minister Idris. It's stabilized, but yet they didn't usually give your people that apply for citizenship, and they are not giving visa to you, but it's stabilized.
It's stabilized on the fact that they're not invading us. They're not coming all guns blazing.
Yuletide, Kogi, others battle to ease Lokoja, Abuja gridlock. Nelfon, over 150 billion naira spent on 788,000 students. Tinubu directs security agencies to end kidnapping of students.
So if he doesn't
end it now.
If he doesn't direct them, they will not do their jobs.
President's interventions here to impact MSMEs, according to business owners. This drug test, are you excited about it?
Okay, so I think it's what is necessary at this point, and I do not want to go into how things have actually got extremely worse with people, especially young people and adults abusing substance and drug. It's extremely alarming. It's come to a point now where if anybody is able to raise any child that is not abusing any kind of drug, you should actually, such people should receive some kind of accolade. And it's not limited to the rural area. You know, we used to think, it's the ghetto kind of thing. It's across board. Unfortunately, people make a whole lot of fortune out of this drug. And I think the target should be more of also cutting the supply. Cutting the supply is also necessary, and reorientating the people to note that no matter how difficult situation may be, when you have the right mindset, you can actually overcome it.
Where are we losing the battle? Is it home training or enforcement on the part of the government?
So I think it's a combination of a whole lot. At every point in time, go check society. When the economy becomes a bit turbulent, the number of people who abuse drugs also come on the high, because people just want to find
an escape from their reality.
From their reality. And that's there. Also, the capacity collapse in the home front. Everyone is looking for survival. Nobody is paying particular attention to the well-being of the other person. Today, you just see that we are even losing the second generation family. You don't get to know the child of your brother's, your father's brother, your uncle, and all of that. Everybody seems to be in their circle now, struggling to make ends meet.
Or they are jacketed.
Of course, a lot of people also have traveled abroad. So when you combine all of this, plus the loss of integrity of religious institutions, because usually when you see people go to church or the mosque, there's a level of believability that is attached to it. You go to church and whatever the pastor says, you want to just come home and believe. But along the line, there's been a lot of distrust in the religious community. And you know that religious had played a very significant, influence in the molding of the Nigerian person. But along the line, there's a fallout because people have seen that offering now get lost into the pocket of smart evangelists. You get to Islam, the kind of message that is coming out of some of the altars, you cannot imagine.
Can you really advise on religious issues? Because it's a matter of faith. The pastor recently said that he put that a member was in the bathroom of the airport and he had his passport in his back pocket and he arrived in another country without visa. He appeared in the airport of the other country. I think those sorts of things. I mean, who are you to argue against it? It's faith.
It's actually not an argument.
If you believe in it, yes. Like me, I want to go to the World Cup, and America has banned us.
It's actually not a matter of argument. It's just the complexity that has molded the Nigerian man over the year, and that's why you see now that what's it called? Drug abuse is very prevalent. But it's also, like I mentioned, it's also very important for authorities to lay emphasis or to cut supply.
But NDLA arrest people every Sunday. They display them.
Of course, they do.
There are so many that...
There are so many. That's the truth. You cannot have a country of 250 million people and you not have many people who want to dip their hand into some of these illegal businesses. So I think it's a welcome development. But like Olive said, it's also something that has to... I remember the NDLA chairman was talking about also doing for politicians at a point. Because if people don't reason very well, people cannot lead very well. And there's a way drug abuse can actually alter your way of reasoning. So I think it should be across board.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. Are we done with this?
I think
this Nigeria doesn't really have much, except we want to talk about that.
I think we can look at one more story from this Nigeria, if I beg your pardon, to go back. Nigeria-US ties stabilized, says Minister Idris. I think we have the video. You might want to cue that video and take it, where the minister Idris Tuga spoke. He talked about the ties that they've been able to sort themselves out in that. So the long battle. This is a big story because this started as Christian genocide. It led to
designation of
country of particular concern. And then led to Nigerians talking, making videos, led to reactions from the U.S. lawmakers.
Led to Trump calling us a disgraced country.
Led to Trump talking down on Nigerians. Led to the lawmakers coming down to
fact-finding
State for fact-finding.
Yeah. Led to
Nigerians, NSA,
Defense Minister,
IGP, all of them traveling, on taxpayers, going to America. Eventually, they couldn't even meet the president, but they were able to meet a rep, and then led to all of that. And now we hear it is done and dusted. All of that has been forgotten. Agreement, everything sorted.
Yeah, but let's take the Minister of Communication, Idris.
In 2025, and all of you are aware of this, we navigated a very complex international diplomacy with maturity and also with principle and with dignity that Nigerians are known for. For example, the recent diplomatic spat with the United States has been largely resolved through a firm, respectful engagement culminating in a strengthened partnership between America and Nigeria.
Okay, so let's get your reaction to this.
So I think one of the major issues that we need to agree on is the fact that there was an insecurity problem. And it's born out of the fact that government after government have actually slept over the issue of security. They didn't tackle it the way they should tackle it. If you allow me to remind you that in 2014, this issue of headers made it to the World Terrorism Index. It was number 4 on the Global Terrorism Index as of 2014. Year in, year out, we have these complexities, and once election comes, our brain goes on suspension. Until when somebody cries again, until they pack the kids again, then we start. So I think
we're very reactionary.
Yes, and I think it has got to a point now where everyone has become unsafe. And it is then that the US is coming out to say whatever it is that they have said. Now, I want to commend the government for its ability to be able to engage the United States government. Though they started in a basket format where everybody in government was talking to defend the government. And at the end of the day, we didn't arrive at anything. But after that, I think I saw a coordinated effort towards resolving this issue. But resolving diplomatic issue with the US is not the problem. The problem is insecurity. One of the reasons why anybody will wake up and talk down on Nigeria is because they found out that despite our capacity, we have lost the ability to solve our basic problem. And until we solve that problem, and I've said it repeatedly, the fight against terror anywhere in the world, it's not a fight of deadline. It's not, oh, I'm going to win within 2 weeks. It's not an election. It is fight of consistency and transparency, where everybody knows where the naira and the kobo goes. I asked on this platform the other day that if Boko Haramists or terrorists, if they have access to the kind of ammunition that the Nigerian government has access to, they will be in control of Lagos today. So what is missing? It is the commitment and transparency of government to be able to do what is right. I love the fact that the government was able to engage the US. I love, there's a word that the minister used. I love the dignity in that. But again, we will not have achieved anything if we do not solve this problem of this. It is scary, sir, to travel from here to Lagos and from Lagos to my base in Ondo State. I need to continue to recite prayers for me to be able to get there. Then if I get to the airport, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was 148,000 that I paid.
Even worse,
on Saturday, this about 2 Saturdays ago, it was 300,000.
Wow.
So you cannot continue to block all access. And the question keeps occurring, what has changed? We bring our tout nature to every aspect of our economy. What do I mean? If you get under the bridge in Oshodi today, and you are going to the island, a conductor, or what do they call them, Agbiru, can turn to you and say, Olive, though this place is 200 naira, but today it's 400 naira. If you do not pay, you are not going. It's the same mentality that we have imported to the airport. So nothing has changed. Jet fuel has not changed. Anything has not changed. You just sit down and decided to say, oh, we are moving this to 500,000.
Even the fighting in Dampos, they have started fighting on the planes too.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3. You talked about transparency. Let's dive deeper on that aspect. The students at Papiri, St. Teresa's, the Catholic school in Niger State that were abducted, the last batch of them were freed yesterday. And, you know, the government has this behavior or this attitude of not giving us details of what happened. It just, you know, blanket statement through the efforts of security agencies were able to secure their release. It's shrouded in mystery. Do we have a responsibility to know, or we should just be happy that the students are free and, you know, everyone should be happy that they're safe and no one was hurt?
I think it's a delicate line between law and logic, what is right and what is righteous. I think when you are building confidence, okay, when you are fighting insecurity, the first ammunition you need is the trust of the community. Because at the end of the day, they are the one that will offer information. All of these bandits that we talk about, I don't know whether you allow me to use this as an example. There was a report that came out about 3 weeks ago. The report was suggesting that at a point that security operative knew where Shekau was. That at a point, Shekau went to a place, whether in Kano or Kaduna, I don't know whether you read, that he disguised himself. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, there will be 1 or 2 people who will know that this is Shekau.
The Zamfara state governor says he knows where.
Yes, but do they have the trust of government enough to be able to offer this information for help? These are some of the things. So when you're talking about trust, you need information to be able to create trust. But again, there are sensitive information that can actually hamper the issue of release and security.
All right.
But they've been released.
Let's take this call from Joe Not Hansen. Good morning, Joe. Thank you very much for calling. Please go ahead with your comment.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Joe.
Yeah. My name is Joe. I'm calling from Sangugo in Imo State.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Yes. I want to comment on the doctors. Okay. This should also be extended to public commerce like hello?
Please call us back, right?
He's saying the drug test should be extended
yes,
to
please turn down the volume of your team set. But I think I get what he's trying to say about the drug test being extended to
public officials.
To where he was going to point out to. But
Okay.
I mean, great conversation. I mean, analysis on the security aspect of it. Benga, you were going to the Punch, or are you still looking at which one?
Let's go to the Punch.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's segue to the Punch. Front page of the Punch: LGs demand direct funds as state receives 7.43 trillion naira.
I absolutely agree with this. I mean, but let's. I think we should anchor there for a bit. We've been talking about this autonomy. The president, there was a landmark ruling by the Supreme Court, but still, the state governors are still holding on to some of these monies. And if you look at the inner roads in Lagos, the refuse, they're in a terrible state, and you can't really blame them because of autonomy and lack of funding. What do you make of this?
And on Friday, the president, in a meeting on Thursday with the APC Congress members, he said if they don't follow the autonomy, he's going to remove it from their federal allocation and give it to them directly. But let's take this call to get your reaction. Uche calls us. Uche, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you. Welcome. Please go ahead.
Listening to Governor of Niger State, one will weep for this country. Regards to those children that are being either rescued or returned or paid for whatever people can say. You see, the man was talking as if that this is a Christmas gift. Failure of governance. You fail to secure people in your state and you are calling it Christmas gift. It's a pity the way these people are thinking, and you can't ask them questions how they rescue the people, whether they pay ransom or not. It's for them. This is a man that is enjoying taxpayers' money. He will enjoy your money, then you won't ask him a question. Nigeria is far from, reaching at the peak of governance, because I have said it time with that number. Our docility is the problem. You talk about banditry, they are now saying bandits are terrorists. These are terrorists from, the beginning of the activities. Someone can come to your house and terrorize you, kill people. You say it's only banditry. And then, I can't understand the kind of government or people in government. Our forefathers, if they are seeing what is happening, they will be crying in their graves, because we don't have leaders in this country anymore. God bless you people.
Where you cue that soundtrack that you used yesterday on your Instagram, that Nigerian movie soundtrack.
Why?
Yeah, it's really, really sad.
I don't know if you've seen the video though, but anyway, there are two different things. The governor of Niger State was saying
it's a Christmas
gift.
Their return.
The return of the children.
You see, no leader can actually outperform his mindset. And that's why we don't have accidental leaders in Nigeria. And I don't want us to create that impression of helplessness. There's nobody today who does not know how a leader will behave when he gets to power in Nigeria. That's not, of course, it's clear. It's clear with their antecedent, it's clear with their exposure, it's clear with what their conviction. But at the end of the day, these people still find their way into power. You will see a weak man, you will, because of money on election, you will still go and queue behind him and still vote for him. And there's something that scared me that my friend Henry Olonimoyo said. He said, when you give somebody a position of authority, when you elect a leader, he said he brings, if the person is a low thinker, he brings everybody down to his level. I am yet to recover from that statement, and to confirm that when a couple, when two people get married, as years go by, they begin to look like each other, either with the way they behave or facially.
Fact.
It is the same thing that happens when you have bad leaders in position of authority. Everyone who is working with that bad leader will begin to behave like him. And that's the concept of leadership that has killed us in this country. If not, like Mr. Uche said, the essence of governance in the first place is for you to secure people, not to pay ransom, not to rescue them. That's the first line of authority. And if you fail on this, even when you rescue them, you should rescue them with apology.
Yes, you should be embarrassed. Just like when people say that a government that comes into power messes up the economy, the exchange rate, and then so at the time when you came in, we used to buy rice at 50,000 naira per bag, and then it increased to 120. Then when it comes down to 100, you expect us to be rejoicing. To say the rice was initially at 120, now it's at 100. So it's fixing a problem, providing a pseudo solution, and expecting citizens
and you know
to be
what he said about
that.
leadership, that you begin to look like that your brain is the best you can give. It brings us back to what we discussed this morning on Wake Up Conversations with Governor Odudu, saying he has many cabals in his government, and the cabals have been approved by Yaya Bello.
You see, leadership is everything, and we'll continue to talk about this concept of leadership because it's not even, it's beyond the subject of being a position. Leadership is what people should deliberately inculcate, because the failure we have in this country now is a failure of not just leadership of position, it's a general capacity collapse. And one very bad thing about leadership is that leadership can set a wrong standard for followership to follow, and you will not know. You just look at these people now that are rescued. Something has been uttered in their head. They won't know. Something is wrong with them. And they grow into this with this kind of mentality, and they begin to behave in a certain way. Some of these things are not supposed to happen. A leadership teacher was talking about people who were writing exam with torchlight, white, some months back. They were writing the exam. And he came out to say that you don't know the implication of this. That these people now think that this thing is right, and they grow in that mindset.
And they don't have any expectations. It limits their expectations in life.
Let's see the video. Let's see the video of the governors. Let's start off with, let's see if we can have Governor Bago first, where he talked about the children while receiving them from the kidnappers' den.
The torment they went through is unbearable. For the last time they brought the first 100, I told you about the smallest. But looking at these children now, it's scary. We want to thank Mr. President, we want to thank the NSA, DGSSS, every other person that was part of this rescue. It's unprecedented. It's never happened like this in Nigeria, for you to get everybody back on hunt. So we thank God. And this is also a Unitide season. It's Christmas. We are hopeful that we reunite these people back with their families by the grace of God immediately, so that they can do the Christmas together.
Yeah,
all right,
we have it. You know, they can do Christmas together. It feels like the bar when it comes to leadership. The bar is really
on a daily basis.
That was a conversation this morning. When it comes to leadership, it seems, and there's another video of the governor of Kogi State. His Excellency.
Can we have that video?
Dodo. Take a look.
I am proud to tell you that I have Kaba. One of the achievements of having Kaba is what we are about to commission here. The leader of my own Kaba, approved by His Excellency Alhaji Bello, Hadia Dr. Habiba Tijani Aliu, FCMA, the Accountant General of our district. Auditor General is a member of this Kaba. The party chairman is a member of this Kaba. SA Protocol is a a member of this cabal. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs is a critical member of this cabal. How I wish my own cabal then could perform even 1%.
Cabal.
Where have we gotten it wrong with leadership? Why is there so much
meaning into this thing?
That's
I mean, it's not so much of a big deal. It's trying to say that they have a group of people that work together for the advancement
in the interest of the
state. That's all that he's saying.
yeah.
Okay, so leadership, there are 3 C's that are very, very central to leadership. One of them is communication. Intentions don't grow community. It is how you pass your information across that talks about a community, whether it's growing or not. And I do not like a way where we deliberately or otherwise make mess out of our leadership objective. You don't need a cabal to develop anything. You don't need a cabal. It's just, and when you get to Kogi today, I stand to be corrected, and maybe I will embark on that trip just for me to see how how Kogi has actually been developed. So I think our leadership recruitment process in Nigeria should be a bit improved upon. It shouldn't be that I have done my 2 tenures and I just handpick anybody and say you have to continue.
So
and
we need to have internal democracy in
yes,
parties.
Even if that happens, the people must know that they have the capacity to actually say no to such an.
But how do we fight such a system where everything depends on money? Because that godfather is one that is bankrolling his campaign, and you almost, I mean, you can see the connection between Governor Odudo and his predecessor. It's almost like he never left office. He's now Governor Emeritus, because he reveres him. He's always making reference to him. You know, he says things. Even this cabal, he said that it's been approved
by Yahya
I
Bello.
was
where's the hope? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel?
So I was saying, and I'm going to start from the issue of godfatherism, because I was saying the other day, a lot of people didn't understand blah, blah, blah. And I said there's nothing wrong about godfatherism. The concept of godfatherism is the concept of mentoring.
Yeah.
Yes, I cited an example of Catholicism, that if you want to get married, they ask you who is your godfather, because they want you to pattern your marriage after somebody who has what they call testimony.
Who has lived
by example. But why political godfatherism has become something that is offensive in Nigeria is that once you have a godfather, the godfather wants all the proceeds of government to come to his pocket. He wants to control everything. He doesn't just want to show you the way. He wants to hold you by the hand and ensure that he tells you what to do at every point in time. And if there's no gain in it, there will not be any argument. But because it has to be about gain, that's why political godfatherism in Nigeria is annoying. So I do not have a problem for him referring to somebody. But here is the issue. The issue is that from the political system, internal democracy has been demolished. So within the political party, you cannot just say that this is the person we want to vote for. At the end of the day, 18 political party plus 1, they present anyhow candidate. And from all of them, you are I just need one that is sane, you cannot find. And in cases where you can find, the money that they make available on the day of election will blind a lot of people.
They've increased the money again.
It will blind a lot of people.
It's been increased.
I was citing an example here of a Southwest governor who was preparing for election. And they said, and this is not a third party kind of conversation, okay. And they said that on the day of election, they need about 2.54 billion. On the day of election, I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about when billion was billion. What do you need 2.54 billion for on the day of election? They are going to distribute it. Yet, there's a provision in our electoral act that states of how much anybody can spend in each of the offices you are gunning for. Nobody is looking at this direction. So what happens is that politicians are now wise. They use money to derail the decision of the people during election. And at the end of the day, the people cannot have access to the dividend.
We have a phone call. We have a phone call. And after that, I'll take comments from YouTube. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Ekwecha, please go ahead.
Good morning. And compliments of the season to gentlemen and the lady. The guy who is analyzing this morning is talking as if he's not in Nigeria. Let me just give you one example. The guy who you just showed his video, Usman Ododo, every Nigerian knew that the way he came into power. Every Nigerian knew that Ododo is inefficient. He's not even qualified to be a local government chairman. But the immediate past governor pushed him. You see, when you talk of election in Nigeria, unless you're coming from the moon, you know that Nigerians do not get what they want. Anybody, including our dear president today, Tinubu, every Nigerian knew that not we Nigerians put him in power. That's why he's doing whatever he's doing. All right? Now, you saw how he rewarded those who put him in power. The so-called Yakubu. Yakubu can be compared with Morris Iwu in those days, where they write election results and now announce it. So please, the weak institutions we have are the problem we have. I am telling you emphatically that the next election, 15% of the registered voters will not come out for election. Because as you are aware that your vote cannot count, why do you disturb yourself? Look at the defection. Look at the defection. Those people are not defecting willingly. If they are using EFCC, ICPC to harass these people, because when people are governing and they are not doing what the people want, and they are lining their pockets and doing whatever they can, and nobody, the only thing they know is that when they cross over to APC, their things are forgiven. So what can we do? What can we, the electors, do? I only pity you, the young ones. I'm 72 years. My birthday was on the 5th of December. I was 72 years. You see? Although I have not gotten my boarding pass, I'll soon get boarding pass. So God bless Nigeria, and let's have good and strong institutions. Thank you so much.
In response to the last thing he said, that what are citizens supposed to do? Olumide Alade says, let's save our nation. Politicians are not the only problem. We, the citizens, are part of it too. When we sell our votes, we sell our future. When we choose money over merit. And Chuka Ochiama says, it really pains the level at which Tinubu's insensitive administration daily pushes to task Nigerians to early grade. These are some of the comments on YouTube. Please go ahead.
Okay, so if I really appreciate what the last caller said, but again, we need to be careful so that we do not discourage the people, take away responsibilities from their hand. If your vote does not count, nobody will come and buy it. In the last election that we had, I belong to the Young Progressive Party. In the last 2023 election, we won 13 seats. It would not have been possible if you say that the votes don't count. In the 2023 election, Labour Party won Lagos in the presidential district. So the thing is that we must get in more people. Instead of discouraging them that their vote will not count, they must know that they have a power in their hand. And we encourage more people, especially the middle class. Middle class, and one of our problem, middle class, they don't come out to vote. I'm telling you, they have left election into the hands of market women. If those people who know they are right from their left populate the election process, you will see that. We sit down in political party meetings across all the political parties, and I'm looking at some of them, and I'm praying that how I wish this person is the chairman of this person, and the person I'm wishing for is saying that I can never get involved in politics, and I'm seeing a problem that the person can solve. But because they discourage you, they just do like this, and before you know, you run away from there. Please, let's get middle class. Let them populate the process. Once they populate the process, all of this manipulation that we are talking about will reduce. And he was also talking about this person aided this person. These people we are mentioning today, the members of INEC, are they not Nigerians?
They are.
So when we make a deliberate decision that we want to move forward, we will move forward. So don't let us create an impression that we are helpless. Nigerians are not helpless. So the day we decide that we want to get out of this problem, is the day we will actually get out of the problem.
We're not helpless.
Let's go back to the Punch newspaper. And
we haven't
Joe
taken
and Oliver, I hope
Nigerian
you've taken
Tribune.
that call to action. We need people like you in politics. You've done enough in journalism.
Why are you exempting yourself?
What's he talking about? What's he talking about?
Let's go straight to the newspaper, please.
We've taken...
Okay, so I think we're looking at the...
Kwam 1 loses bid to block
Awujale's
Awujale's selection process. You're a Yoruba man, and you're very steeped in tradition. Now, there are many issues to unravel here. The kingmakers there say that he's not their citizen. And in traditional Yoruba history, it's not the king that is meant to, it's not the gods that are meant to select who the king is.
Yes.
Are we now going to court to choose who the king is? And another issue, the spat. And we've seen that, traditional titles have just been handed in the last 2 weeks. The president's son was made something of Yoruba land in Ibadan by the Alaafin of Oyo. And then we saw the wife of the president was also made a chief by the Oni of Ife. The Alaafin of Oyo said he's the only one that is entitled to give a title that has that Yoruba land. What do you make of all of this and the Kwam 1 incident?
So there have been a bit of, and this is not new, the struggle between the Alaafin of Oyo and the Oni of Ife. It's always dated back in history that you've been always having all of this back and forth. But of course, maturity is very, very important because we all belong to the same clan, the same race, and the same nation, which is the Yoruba nation. Having said that, in Yoruba land, being a chief is a thing of class. And so when you have an opportunity to be made a chief, it's something honorable.
But why is it politicians that are now getting...
That's the problem we have. Politicians have politicized everything. In fact, it's not the word politicized. Politicized is friendly. They've put politicking in everything. And I keep saying it, that they leave what is more important and they always concentrate on who becomes what in the traditional institution. And it's so annoying. Since they've got the power to choose who becomes what, you discover that tradition has been altered. And we do not want a situation where politician is dangerous. Once you get to a society where politician controls everything, if you leave your economy in the hand of politicians today, they will wreck it.
Spiritual matters, traditional matters.
All the matters you now submit into the hand of politicians, they will wreck it. Because politician is only concerned about self-praise and next election. Anything that deducts any of these things, you will see that they don't have hand. And it's so annoying. On the issue of, you were talking about the gods, I was telling a group of Christians, I told them a scenario of what happened, that the gods actually through the oracle appointed somebody to be an Oba in a particular place. And the governor appointed another person to be an Oba in that same community. And I asked them, who do you think is the present Oba? So a group said, oh, the one appointed by the oracle. You are right. Another group said, the one appointed by the governor.
You are right.
But as we speak now, the present king in that community is the one appointed by the governor.
Yeah, the governor gives the chief of staff.
Yeah, and the governor,
the staff of office.
The governor opened the Bible where it is written that you are gods. So it's now saying that the gods that they are referring to is not the gods of the oracle, that he's talking about him. So now he has successfully appointed who becomes the king of that community. That's on a lighter note. But the truth is that the government now takes decision on everything that pertains to life and living. And if care is not taken, they will dip their hands into places they are not supposed to dip their hands.
Which is what we're saying now.
Which is what we are saying now.
I want to follow up.
There's nothing wrong
with Johansson, because one of the gods was arrested last week in Akwa Ibom State. I hope he will be released for Christmas.
He has been released.
Oh, nice.
He's a masquerade life matters.
He has also sued the government. The court has told the governor to pay. The government, Akwa Ibom State government was paying.
The way they arraigned the gods,
because it's not
in its regalia.
The gods
disrespect God.
The gods must be crazy there.
That crazy.
Thank you for joining us, our virtual audience, our guest, Pius Samako. We see you're joining. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, everyone who's dropped comments. We're back again tomorrow. It will be the eve of Christmas. From all of us here, Merry Christmas in advance. Who stole our Hamatan? Bring back our Hamatan.
In Lagos.
Yes, in Lagos.
And Merry Christmas to you, most especially Olive Emodi.
Why?
Your hair is nice.
No Lady Lugar today.
No.
Today is which one?
Cardi B.